So we will be there again. Hopefully leading a team and beating Chris Forsyth during our investigation. We have a little contest all the time, but so yeah, we're doing that in a week and a half, and then we're literally home 3 days, and then we are off to Waverly.
Waverly.
Down in Louisville, Kentucky. So another ideal event. So we've got a next couple of packed 3 weeks, and it's great because we get to go to both locations 2 nights. So lots of investigating the next couple of weekends. Well, we're excited about that.
Yes, definitely.
Going to Hudson Valley Paracon.
Yes.
Say that again, Naomi.
Hudson Valley PowerCon.
Yep. Yep. We are speaking there, and we are lecturing about Gettysburg. We do an overview of the battle to give people an idea of how the battle took place, where the soldiers were in the town, and then we also discuss the hauntings in the town, what we've experienced versus some of the folklore, and then we also talk about some of our actual case evidence. We play actual case evidence, and we also play, a lot of times we'll get questions about one of our more infamous cases, which is Hanover's Most Haunted Home, the Deanna Simpson case. So we talk about that a little bit if people ask us questions, and it's a good lecture. It's a fun lecture, and hearing the evidence and the different evidence from the battlefield and things like that. It's a good lecture. We have a good time doing it.
Have either of you girls ever had a situation or an investigation where something happened that really, really made an imprint on you and the way you view the paranormal?
Michelle?
I didn't hear what she said. Go ahead. Say that again.
Did either of you ever have a situation or an investigation that really made an imprint on you, like maybe something that really scared you, or?
Okay. Well, I never got scared. Maybe uneasy, but I never got scared. And the only thing I can really, anytime I see something or get an EVP, I'm just ecstatic. But the thing that most really made an impact, we had when we lived on Long Island, we had investigated a house that was, I think it was like 200 years old. I can't even remember. And the woman and the daughter claimed that something was there. And honestly, we sat there for hours, and I could have just laid down and gone to sleep. Nothing was even going on there. And we had Chris Griffith and I were doing a K2 EVP session, and Bridget had a video camera set up. It was in the daughter's bedroom. And when the K2 was reacting to our questions, we actually were getting reaction to our questions, which was really cool. However, when Bridget went back to look at her video camera, the wailing that you were getting during this session, it brought tears to my eyes because it just seemed like the person was in such sadness and distress. But we did not hear that while we were there. This was something the camera picked up by audio. And,
and this was before DVR systems. This is many years ago. And it really, that honestly made me realize that just because nothing is physically happening in front of your face does not mean that you are not picking up something. Because every time I hear that, I get chills. It just really makes me sad.
I actually kind of get a little excited when things are really quiet during an investigation, because a lot of times it is when I go back and I review my recorder video camera, we get some of the most interesting evidence. And
exactly.
So it may be a really quiet night, but yeah, going back, listening.
Yeah,
to the
you
evidence.
never know. But I hate to cut everybody off, but I have to go do my paranormal tours. So I have to say goodbye. Bridget, make me proud. I don't want to have to beat you up tomorrow.
Happy hunting, my dear.
Thank you, and thank you so much, Naomi and Steve. I had a great time talking with you.
Thank you for joining us. Have fun.
Bye. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. That's fine. That's
I think I think another thing she would add to that too, Naomi, is one thing we love doing, and there's two keys that I feel are very important to each and every investigation. I mean, other than interviewing the clients, and which is also a very important part, is sitting and listening to your environment for a long time. Not like 5 minutes. You want to soak in the environment. You want to hear the neighborhood sounds, the house sounds, and you want to really, really experience that environment. You know what I mean? So I think that's a big thing. Another thing is, I know, a lot of people love to investigate while the equipment's going and everything in the cameras, and we do that, but we also leave a section of the night where we walk away from the equipment and we leave the equipment alone, because a lot of the times you don't have something happen on camera when you're there. So I would say probably 70% of our evidence is picked up at these times when we leave the equipment going, and there's no one in the room. We've gotten some fabulous video evidence that way. So, I think that's another, great aspect to that with, the investigations,
We do the same thing. We have quiet time before we start investigating for those very reasons. We're not familiar with, say the funny noise when it kicks on, or the water cooler that bubbles, or the heating system that bangs around, or anything that goes on, or the way light reflects or shifts throughout the house when a car goes by, or that pothole that's right outside.
What's actually interesting about it is we used to just jump right into investigation, like most teams out there do. Naomi and myself and one of our other members, Nikki, and Shannon, actually went to the Paine House with, he actually
told us about that.
Yeah, we were talking to him, and he actually came up with that idea, like what he does as a team and the reason why he does it. We sort of adopted that.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that sort of gets me into a question for you. Do you like?
Get a message, Bridget.
Oh, you guys heard that? That's ideal event management tweeting. That's great. That's great. I was going to say to you while you were saying that, I was going to say, Ken DeCosta, Rise Up, I love them. We love their event, Ocean State Paracon, which we're doing again this year. We can't wait. They're a great group of people.
Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
So, just to question was, being in the paranormal as long as you guys have, you still, step back and I guess change with the environment, change with the ideas, change with the paranormal field as it comes up. Are you still willing to step back and say, hey, this idea works a little better, let's try this out? Just what's your thoughts on stuff like that?
I would say absolutely, because we have over the years dramatically changed from how we used to investigate years ago till now. Sometimes technology comes out, you get better pieces of technology. Other times technology comes out and it's crappy technology. So, you have to use those devices and use your best judgment to decide what works best for you. Me personally, there's certain things. Ghost boxes are very interesting to me. I use them a little bit differently. A lot of people just ask questions and get and hear answers, hear things over the radio / white noise frequency. I do things like I ask confirmatory questions. I will ask the same question over and over again, and then I will ask it to say a color, and I will wait, and I will ask again for it to say a color. And I'm looking for an intelligent response because, too many times you listen to these devices and you'll hear just some voice and, everybody thinks it's a ghost. So, I mean, there's sometimes you can use the device in a way that may be more dependable. But, as far as, there's a lot of them I say, yeah, they're good and I don't like that device. But, I mean, even in investigating, sometimes, you have to work around whether or not, there's animals home while you're investigating the house. How many times have we all gone to somebody's house and they can't remove the animal's in a room? You have to take that into consideration. You always have to be able to be flexible, whether you're in an environment or in an old building with no electricity. You always have to be ready for for any possibilities, any changes. So yes, we're always flexible in that way, and we bounce off of each other. We kind of know how the other works or how the other investigator each other, so we can play off of each other, and it works very well that way. So, Michelle, Chris, and I have been together for years. So, we know each other extremely well, and we all work together. We can answer each other's questions,
That's awesome.
I like to say that, sometimes you get equipment that works really well, and then other equipment uses a doorstop to hold so you can get your
Oh, I hear you. I have some of those.
It's like one piece of equipment. I was at Rolling Hills. I threw down the hall. I wanted to throw it back.
That's funny. I feel so old talking about boom boxes and before there were DVRs. Yes, we've been investigating before there were DVRs.
I loved my boombox. That boombox was good.
Hey, I used to have a Walkman too. I bet you there are people listening going, "What's a Walkman?"
Yeah.
Me too. So many Walkmans.
Walkman was before the Discman.
Oh yeah.
Or even a record player. I've had a record player.
Oh yeah. Me too. I had a 8-track player.
Yes. Yes, I used to listen to ABBA on 8 tracks in the car.
What the heck was that?
Oh my God, I'm old.
I probably
I just never heard that tone come out.
Oh man. It's just making me realize how old I am. Well, I have a totally non-paranormal question for you. How in the world did you dance Club MTV?
Oh my God. In my early 20s, yes, I did. Oh my God. Yeah, that was I got to tell you, that was a fun time in my life. I got to make out with Adam Ant on live television. It was awesome. Well, it was live tape television. It was a lot of fun. They were calling for auditions in Manhattan at the Palladium. I went. I auditioned. My girlfriend Lisa and I got on the show, and we were on the show for about 2 years. So it was a lot of fun, and you'd go in once a month for 2 days. You'd tape 7 shows one day and 8 shows the other day, and they would play 15 shows, and then rerun them again the second half of the month. So one show would get played twice a month. So it was really interesting, and out of those days evolved my China Club days, and I became very good friends with Lenny, the manager, who ran the China Club, and Jack, the head bartender there, great guy. I've had a lot of fun. I've danced with Duffy and Slash from Guns N' Roses. The stories I could tell you. that was an experience in itself, hanging out with Slash.
Oh, I can imagine.
That is awesome.
Couldn't understand it. What?
My best friend and I, we just love to dance, and we go down dancing probably every single day of the week if we could. And I just swore that I was going to grow up to be a dancer on MTV, and I'm like, Bridget did